Everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Dash, as always. And I'm here with Mr. Black Deniro. At his office right now, just, chopping it up, busting, see what's been going on with you, see how everything's been going on. And just let us know, or let the people know, first of all, who you are, where you're from, who may not be familiar with you.
Black Deniro, aka Philly's most underrated. I'm from Uptown Park, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Rap artist slash movie producer, writer, director, actor, I guess.
We was talking behind the scenes, of course. I know where you're from, but for those who don't know where you're from in Uptown, what block specifically?
69 Forest Avenue.
Right, Forest Avenue. And for those who don't know, Forest Avenue was definitely notorious for some of Uptown's bad boys. Like, you got, 69, 72nd, 77th, all up and down that way. It was like, y'all just had that shit chopping all the time down there. So, I know for those who definitely are from Philadelphia already know how sections of Philadelphia is. But Uptown was known for how can I say it? North had a certain je ne sais quoi or a certain quim, but Uptown guys was the smooth talkers and they was the fly boys and stuff like that. How do you think, growing up in Uptown kind of changed perspectives on how others looked at Uptown guys?
It depends on who was repping Uptown. Because when I first moved Uptown, I was 14 years old.
Okay.
And I came from North Philly. So I perceived it how South Philly, West Philly, North Philly, Southwest people was looking at Uptown.
But it was a different breed. You coming from North, but you went up to Uptown, you was like,
so they was looking at it
these is different niggas up here.
Yeah, we looked at it I was looking like these niggas are sweet, soft, dressing all cute.
Whatever. Right.
So that's how I looked at it too. But then when you get to mingle around, plus I was young, so I didn't have the understanding of knowing that, it can be real people no matter where you at. Don't matter where you from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got some good solid ones. It don't matter where you from, period.
Right.
So that's what happened. I met a couple solid dudes. I ended up landing on one of the number one block uptown, period. And people would say that, but people know that. Forest Avenue was the number one block uptown. As far as let's say, I don't want to say violence, but it was.
I was about to say
violence. As far as because I just don't, I don't promote it too much no more.
Right.
So that's why I don't really want to say. I don't want to seem like I'm condoning it, but at that time, that's what it was. It was very dangerous. People didn't want to walk down our block. People barely drove through our block.
And you always, one thing I can say is, you always repped Uptown. Always repped Uptown. And that's why I said, from outside looking in, you hit a lot of people. Because every part of the city got their own little stereotype. And that was the stereotype for Uptown guys. That they was fly and they stayed dressed and it was this and it was that. But I feel like it was certain people like yourself that kind of made other people look at Uptown from the outside like, oh, maybe it's not like that. Maybe it's not that sweet.
Yeah,
maybe these is not those type guys.
But that's when I fell onto my block, I realized that. To the guys that was born and raised Uptown.
Right.
But I'm from Uptown. I was 14 as a young age.
Right.
So that was 30 some years ago.
Right.
30 years, I was saying. So.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
33rd birthday. Happy birthday.
Don't get my math all messed up.
I won't, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, it was, I think what I know, I helped put Uptown on the map in my time.
Right.
In my time. Definitely people before us, so many different people before us that I don't want to name drop, but there's so many people that I know that I respect, that I know from Uptown, OGs that was before me. So, but I know when my turn came, I was impressed being in the game as far as entertainment. I was always repping Uptown. I was letting them know this is not a place to come and think it's sweet all over the place. So always repped it on DVDs and videos and movies, whatever, when I got to the movie stage. But before, when it was just rap, I always represented, and I always told every DVD, like, hey, you see the birds, the cheese, the squirrels, might see some rabbits when you come up there, you know what I mean, and think it's gonna be that, it's not, I always, how I was mean and what?
Yes, mean. We had this debate behind the scenes, and I told Black, I remember, because again, so my mom lived uptown, but I came from Nicetown, so I remember coming from Nicetown to uptown, and I was like, oh shit, we got a lawn. Like, we done moved up. Like, we done got a lawn. But then when you cross, as you start to grow up and you cross certain blocks, you're like, oh, it's not as sweet out here. And I just told him, like when we was younger, you were arrogant and you were fucking mean. And you said you were confident in what?
I wasn't mean. I wasn't arrogant. I was confident and I was stern. That's what I was. I was confident. I'm still confident. I was confident and I was stern. Listen, I was never mean. Mean people was like bullies. Mean people was like, how you doing? And you don't speak back. Would you agree?
Fucking borderline.
Yeah. So
that was borderline.
So I just didn't tolerate no bullshit. I didn't. If we was cool, we was cool. If we wasn't, then it was a bad day for you.
Okay, I guess a lot of people had a lot of bad days with Black, right?
Men or women, if you disrespected, you was gonna get it back. If you didn't, I've never been the person that initiate disrespect.
Okay, I'll take that. You weren't, I'll take that. So as far as when you came over to Uptown, you was about 14. So how were you like in school? Just by migrating into that type of crowd?
I was good in school because I was coming from foster care. So I didn't come straight from North Philly.
Okay.
I went to foster care when I was about 12, 13. And then I came to Uptown. My aunt came and got me out of foster care right before high school. So I think I spent that summer and then I went straight to high school and went to King.
Okay.
But I mean, it wasn't different for me because school was cool educational wise. I was always smart. I got A's and B's. I was smart. If you teach me something for a day or two, I'm going to know it and pass the test at the end of the week. Right. That's just how I was. So I cut school a lot. I would go to school Monday, Tuesday, learn what I had to learn. I would cut Wednesday, Thursday, and come pass the test Friday or whatever, and stuff like that.
So you just made your own schedule?
Yeah, like stuff like that. But it wasn't no problem as far as the environment because I still was me. I'm me anywhere I go. That's why I say there's good people, solid people wherever you go. So I wasn't caring. I didn't care about none of that. I was sitting in there, like you said, I was waiting for people to try me. Like, you remember Glenn? Glenn was in there beating everybody up. Remember Glenn and Keith Foster and all that?
Listen, when I tell you, this is why I said, y'all niggas was mean.
I didn't know him though. He was from Uptown, but I wanted to fight him because he was beating everybody up in school.
That's what everybody used to on Stanton Avenue.
So I would just sit there and I used to hang with people from Nicetown. I clicked with the bad team. There was a couple people in there from Nicetown. Man, Boo, Speedy, all them crazy dudes. And we used to just play cards all day, pity pan, stuff like that. So school was cool. It wasn't, I was coming from white schools. Because I used to live in the white area when I was in Boston.
Okay.
So we had swimming. That's all I learned how to swim. We had swimming in school. Like, swimming was a class, and volleyball and all that stuff.
And then you just came to King and you just
I came to King. King didn't really turn all the way around until my second year in King, when all the Haitians was there. Peter and AJ and all. And Eastside was heavy.
But you think that it turned around then?
It was like lean on me. King was like really like lean on me. Like, no bullshit. Like, really. Like, you walk through the hallways, you can get fucked up, you can get robbed. It was gambling all over the place, like in the hallways, not just in the bathroom. It was smoking in the hallways and radios going up and down the street. It was graffiti all over the place. It was like lean on me. Until they brought Mr. Monastra, I think, and Mr. Jones to whoop your ass with the woofer going back. But it was bad in there. It was bad. King was crazy, and the Eastside ran it. Eastside ran King. Because they used to be right there by the Chinese store that's on Stanton now, across from the gas station, but that was Pasquale's.
Pasquale's. Oh my God, I miss Pasquale's.
And
Yep,
them
on the corner.
niggas would run,
That's why I said, right there on that corner, right there, Stanton and Haynes.
they would leave the door open and they'd be like, they'd be in there like 40 deep.
Yep, Stanton and Haynes. Yep, right there.
If you wasn't certified, you was getting robbed, they was gonna trash you. But they always cool with me. They always.
So when did you start getting into music?
I was always into music.
Or at least
10 years old, love music. I was dipping and dabbing, but moving around, you never really get a chance to settle into it.
Right. So what about as far as taking it seriously?
I didn't take music serious until late in the game. You'd be surprised when I took music serious. When I was popping at my highest point in Philadelphia, when I was on the radio morning, noon, and night, Dr. B playing me in the morning. Intro to the Hot Boy show, and the intro to the 8 o'clock mixtape show, and the intro to the Come Up show, and all these songs being played on the radio on both stations and stuff. I wasn't taking rap serious. I was just rapping. I was in the street. So I was just doing what I was doing in the street, but I like music, so I like rapping. And I was just when I was meeting people and doing features, that's when I was meeting the Freeways and the Young Chris's and the, the Gillies and Seagulls and stuff. I was doing records with them. But I still didn't take rap serious. I wasn't saying I want to get signed because I had money, so I didn't care. Right.
You was just doing it for a hobby more than anything.
Yeah, I said that on Flamers. We do rap for a living. I do rap for a hobby.
Right.
Say my name in the rap and watch how I catch a new body. Like that's what I was just rapping. And then I started seeing people make it, so I always felt like, yeah, I'm gonna get there, but I felt like I'm coming regardless, but I didn't feel like I need rap, I gotta get signed, I'm hungry. That, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. So I didn't take it serious until, and even when I came home from upstate in 05, that's when I made Superman and I be on my grind and stuff. I still wasn't taking it serious because I was hustling. You start taking things serious and noticing the talent that God gave you when things start getting drastic for you. You know, because there's been ups and downs in my life where people don't even know. They always think I'm alright, but I've been up. And I always find a way, and I'm always straight. But it's been points I've been looking at $300,000-$400,000, and then there's been points where I'm borrowing money for Chick-fil-A.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at those moments, and you start catching cases, and you start going to the war, and all the bullshit that come with the street life, and then you be like, man, I gotta get out, and you start getting older. Time. You know what I'm saying? Time show you right there. Getting older and being in the streets, that shit don't mix.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
at all. Especially if you're not at a certain point. It doesn't.
Yeah, it don't mix. Because it's like you gotta take whatever talent that God gave you or whatever you really wanted to do serious at that point. So that's when I started like really taking rap serious. But by that time, generations change, music change. So, you know, everybody get their time. I always got a name, but I wasn't popping like I was. So, man, you thinking like, damn, what I'm gonna do?
Right.
I'm just gonna get another house and rent that out and do this. I'm gonna just be a landlord all my life. But I was just blessed with talent, so then I started making movies, and once I did that, I take that shit serious from the rip.
Right, because like you said, it's just with time, you know, opportunities not really so much might become limited, but now they start to change, and now you got to put that footwork in from, you know, you said from ground zero. But to rewind it back a little bit, like you said, at the time when things was really popping and you were at, you know, the top of your career as far as musically, the Batcave era and stuff like that, it was so many people that you were able to like cross paths with. Like, tell people about those experiences.
Well, I used to see people all the time because I was in the street. So I was in South Philly. South Philly was my second home. So I always used to see Mac. I used to leave the studio off of entertainment, and I used to go to Seagull Street, kick it with Mac every night. Mac, Murder Mill, Raisi, and all the guys out there, my man Fu. So we used to be out there. I used to be in cyphers with Seagull all the time. I used to see Gil all the time. We used to run into major figures because we was off the hook. So I used to see Gil in Miami. We used to be in Miami. We was young. Right. Throwback jerseys and big chains. Like, I wasn't playing no game. They know it. And they was getting money. So I used to see Gil and them all the time. I only used to see Gil and Siegel like that. I met Petey Crack before I met a lot of them. I met Crack as soon as I came home. No. I met Sequel in them first. I met Sequel in 99, 2000. And I met Gil in 99, 2000. I met Petey Crack when I came home from upstate. He was the first person I met when I came home from upstate. He got me my video for me, my very first video. But because he got my video because we had an OG named Go Down.
Okay.
Tracy Go Down, who's major. So that's what I'm saying. Like all my connections was like, if they was like, yo, this
right.
Right, and then they knew. So we just
linked up.
Yeah, it was like that. That's how I was meeting people. So as I started working, going to the Batcave before Gil named it the Batcave, I was in there doing work. So everybody used to come through. This was before Meek and Reed and all them, because they was younger. Because it wasn't even called the Batcave at that point.
Okay.
And just doing so much music and going in there and rapping my life, and I think Gil walked over to me one day like, dude, you have some shit. And I was like, you know, whenever you want to get on something, he got on something. Boom. It was on from there because he had a bigger buzz.
Right.
So once I got on I Be On My Grind, on Get Down on the Ground remix and a couple of joints he got on with me. And then I was working. So when I would bump in the freeway, somebody was like, yo, you be working. I'll do something one day or whatever. Young Chris and all them. But that's when the whole major figures, state property stuff was going on. So Young Chris and them didn't know how to take me because I was always with Gil. Okay. But they didn't know I was wrong there in business. I ain't nothing to do with that.
Right. You like I work with whoever.
Yeah, and I was with Ness all the time. Me and Ness got like 4 projects together, so I was with Ness every day. And I was putting out a lot of work with Ness. And then just like anything else, we grind. I was grinding. And I made that Superman record and it took off. And then from there, I just started building my own relationships with rappers and people like that.
Okay. So with the Off the Hook Entertainment, like how did that all fall into place?
I got a homeboy a little older than me that used to come through my way, and he was major, and he still is. He's out here, and he just kept saying, "Yo, my folks about to start a record label. I want you to come through." But everybody was saying that to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I went to so many false hope joints. I'm like, man, and he took me out South Philly, and I met, some boys from 7th Street, and I rapped for them. They loved it. That's when I had just changed my name too to Black Deniro. And as soon as I changed my name, a month later, he took me to meet him, and we rapped, and he liked me, and everybody didn't like me, and then boom, it was on.
Okay.
It was on from there. Like, he pumped that thing like crazy, and a lot of money with what he did. But then I went to jail.
See, like, it was good, and then I went to jail.
And I came home, and then he quit. But everybody was wanting me. Like, Ace Capone wanted me. With Takedown Records, I had a couple meetings with Ace. Shout out to Ace. ICH wanted me. They had Oskino and all them. Oskino wasn't on yet. Nobody was on. They were still fucked up. That was Jimmy the Saint, and they wanted me to get down with them. Okay. But I just stayed with Off the Hook, and then when he quit, everybody quit except me. Like, all the rappers quit. It's like 9 of us. Well, they didn't quit. They just, I guess they didn't just go hard enough at that. Right. And I just kept going. So that's how the Off the Hook thing started. I think that's what really put my name out there, is Black Deniro though. Okay. Yeah. Being a part of that.
So, another big, I would say, spotlight, especially talking about, again, early in the 2000s, was the DVD era.
Right. I wasn't really a heavy DVD person though. That's where my arrogance came in at.
I was about to say,
I didn't care.
I was about to say, but even if you wasn't a big DVD person,
I was on them.
I feel like when that DVD era hit, that's when it was a lot of artists that even if they didn't know about them, like you knew about them now.
Right.
Like a lot of people got their name from the DVD era.
I got mine from the street. Right.
Might have been.
I didn't get too much because I didn't rap like every chance that I had on DVDs like I could have. If you notice and you go back and you look, I'm not on a lot of DVDs that I could have been on, but I was there. I'm always there. but you don't know. I'm always in the background. I'll be on so many video shoots that people don't know. I'm on a set of streets every day. I'm on video shoots. I'm at heavyweight championship fights. I'm on places that you just don't see me. I'm always in the background, bro. Always in the background. So when it was rapping, and I could have been on a lot of those DVDs. I did Big Star. I did the ones that was like big.
Right.
I was doing Get Your Weight Up. I was doing DVDs, but if you even notice then, I would only rap like a 16 and then talk shit. Like my talk was, and they knew I was real because
that
when
was
you turn
the
them
confidence,
cameras off,
right? Not the cockiness, that was the confidence.
and it's when you turn them cameras off, I'm still active. So the streets, you can't hide nothing from the streets.
Right.
When somebody do something, they catch your hands on something, you sit back and fall back, the streets gonna tell you who did it. When somebody told on something, you sit back, the streets gonna tell you who did it. The streets always tell you, it always come out. So when the cameras go off and I'm not rapping, I'm still active. So they like, damn, this is drought for 2 damn years. Who got it? He the only person that's gonna travel. He the only person down there that got it. Damn, who did this to them? He said he did. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's that, and then I'll get on there and talk. And then I'll get on there and rap, and then I would talk. You know what I'm saying? I would get on there, I would rap, and then I would talk. And then I'm showing it while I'm talking.
Right.
You know, when you look at the old joint DVDs, I got the Rollies, the Tic Tac Toe Cartiers, the Gucci shit on, the chains and all that. Before people was, this is 2000, 2001. The Robin jeans, the different, you know what I mean? Look at Superman video, I'm changing the tire, I'm changing Gucci sneaks, belts and stuff in the video, like different scenes. So my name came from the street. I didn't really do too many DVDs. Even when I did Big Star, it was like, we was on the porch and stuff, but I pulled up. I was young. Pulled up with a do-rag on and Q45 with dubs on it, and it's like, armrest got 50,000 in it. So it was like, I was just my talk, and they knew I wasn't playing because I used to go to jail and I used to punch on people too. So it was like, hey, the DVD era was good for a lot of people that was like hungry, growling. I wanted to, but I wasn't on a lot of them. And that was some of my downfall too, because I never showcased my talent too much.
I was about to say, but you said back then, you did it for a hobby. Like you didn't really take it seriously. You just did it because you
felt like I was going to get there my way though. I felt like I was going to get there without being signed. I felt like I was going to get there independently. You know what I'm saying? And I could have, but you need that hunger to feel like you're going to get there, and you can't mix the streets with it.
Right.
That's the thing. You can't. That's why I hate the streets. You know what I'm saying? I talk about all this is old past stuff, and I hate the streets. Streets don't do nothing for you. Every chance I get, I talk to a young guy, I talk to somebody, because it's like, it ain't get me shit but bullet wounds, bullet holes, and jail time, and lost friends and lost loved ones, and it's rough, and losing people because, you know, misunderstandings, and people think they know this and don't know that. So it's a lot of things that come with the street, and you just can't mix it. Can't mix it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that comes to the guy, I remember Corey came, he was popping, I saw him in the studio. I pulled him to the side like, oh, you ain't gonna be able to do both. You know what I mean? I'm glad he, you know, started going towards the way he was going. He ain't no sucker, but you don't gotta be no sucker. So, you know what I mean? He just elevating now because maybe he's focusing more on his God-given talent. And, you know, that was years ago, but it's good to see him prosper and not be out there going to jail or going through the streets. He was just one person. It was Yaz before he was Hakeem on Empire. It was,
and I feel like especially in Philly, like I can't speak for too many other cities, but in Philly, is and I always say this in damn near every interview with so many people that we just got that mentality of we don't uplift. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
Right. It's like the, you know, the crabs in the barrel mentality. It's like, oh, well, you ain't doing this no more. Like you said, oh, you want some sucker shit now, or whatever the case may be. But they always say, you know, everybody that comes with you can't go with you. And sometimes you gotta leave people behind when you elevate to the next. But I think that be the hardest, especially for younger people in this generation, is to learning how to divide the two. It's like I spin a block back around, or for those you want to spin a block back around, but right now, like you ain't on the same wave, then we not gonna be able to go together.
That's what this movie about. You getting out the game. That's what Russia's about. Come with a lot of stuff.
Right.
People think you turn bitch. People think you lying. People think you got the hitting people, think you just, it's a lot, but you can't worry about that. You know, you gotta, mixing the streets is just not gonna work. Like, that's why I recently had a battle with Leak Moss, a friendly competition game with him.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
And a lot of people was like, ah, damn, but it's like, how y'all shot? Because a lot of people don't know, because whenever I had problems with certain individuals, I ain't gonna say their names because we are now, a lot of major rappers, I pull up. It wasn't really, I wasn't like, you rapping, don't say my name, I'm in your hood, that.
Right.
Instead of just saying, this is not that. This is rap and entertainment. And I could have just smashed niggas on, you know, because I can rap. I'll smash you, I'll fuck you up, I will. And I knew it, but I was mixing the street with it, which was not a good thing.
So how did that situation even start?
Oh, me and Ab and me and Leak always do that. We used to do that. We was gonna do it with boxing at first. I mean, you think they can fight? I know I can fight. We was gonna do a celebrity match. It was everybody. Gilly, Ab, me, Leak, Swally. We was in there. It was gonna go down.
So wait, this is gonna be a random, a friendly boxing match.
We got with Cosmic Kev. It was gonna be a whole. We got with K.O. Lewis. We was gonna set it all up. It was gonna be like when everybody remember Onyx Wolf, Sticky Fingers, everybody was getting their ass whooped. We was gonna do that. It's like you can't beat me. Like, we men. Like,
right.
I mean, so then fast forward 5, 6 years or whatever, we used to do that with rap. I used to tell Ab, you can't out rap me. I know what you're gonna say. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're gonna say. And that's the same thing with me. And then we just was always going at it about it, and then we just did it. And it was good. It was a good situation.
I think the people who may not have known y'all history definitely looked into it a little bit more than that.
Yeah, we was on the phone like
I'm not gonna say a couple, I'm gonna say a lot of people.
While people was in the comments saying crazy shit and trying to start all the dumb shit.
Right.
I would text him like, you see this shit? He's like, yeah, man, I'm putting the kids to bed. I'm itching. Like, so we just we stopped. That's why we didn't keep going. But we could have went another round, 2 rounds. It could have got dangerous.
Right, and that's why I said I'm gonna take that back and say a couple. I'm gonna say a lot of people.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, but that shows you right there the negativity that's out there, and that's why I stepped away from rap too. Because everything's always negative with it. Right. You walk into a room full of rappers, everybody got their chin up, everybody got their face balled up, everybody got the entourage that's strapped from looking at you for no reason. Right. It's not really a lot of love unless you already know the people most of the time, or they just jealous of you, don't even know you. So it's a lot of tension with rap. And just like that, we specifically saying it every night, this is a friendly competition, this is my man. He's saying, I respect black. I'm saying, I respect me. We saying this and they still ignoring that shit because they listening to the bars.
Nobody heard any of that.
Yeah, they listening to the bars and they just like, so we just like, man, fuck it, let me leave it alone. Because you can do that, somebody can get shot. Somebody can see somebody that one of his people can see one of my people, see one, and they think it's a game. Well, I just saw what you call and I shot it for you. Like, that's just, it's dumb. So that's why I like movies. It ain't none of that. No, I have yet to see somebody come up to me at a premiere or a PR launch party and all types of stuff. I have yet to have any actor, director, writer, producer come up to me and say, hey, yo, no diggy, but your last film. that don't happen.
Right, because it's not in that genre of entertainment.
No. They say, I did this, I did that. Oh, right. This contact. Oh, let's work together. That's how, and that's what I like. Because
you got to think about it too. It's the stereotype when it comes to it. Depending on what type of rapper you are. You know, so if you one of those, again, if you like a hardcore rapper or if you a street rapper, you have a certain type of stipulation that comes with you. And you got to kind of live up to that hype. Because just like you know, this as well as I know, there's a lot of rappers that rap about certain things that they don't really live. If that's your mainstream and that's the audience that you want, you got to live up to it.
But somebody made that up too. And I was a part of that. Like, used to be mad at rappers who rap that they didn't live. Because I'm like, I really live and y'all don't. But at the end of the day, I was caught up in that bullshit a little bit too, because it's like, do it really matter? It's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to really live that. I don't want you to be doing this and doing that to me. It's blowing my head off. So at the end of the day, it was just, I don't know, rap is just complicated. But music is music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to, I guess, I don't know. It's just like you can, I guess it's better if you are who you say you are, but you don't have to do nothing to nobody, basically.
I mean, I feel as though because people always, especially if like you said, you got a lot of people that you're better rappers than. And the first thing they're going to want to do is they're going to want 4 receipts. Mm-hmm. So if you ain't really got no receipts to back up anything that you talk about.
They're going to use that to comment, but that's about it.
Exactly.
But I'm still me. Like, I don't want no trouble. I'm not bothering nobody. I wish, because I'm big on, black people, just with the violence and harming each other. So I try to just stay away. I walk away from a lot of shit that I wasn't walking away from, but you ain't gonna play with me or my family.
Right.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just defense. That's in any race.
Right.
That's defense. If you touch minds, then we at a different level. Right. But if I can walk away from it, then I'm gonna walk away from it. If it ain't nothing like that,
it ain't worth that.
Yeah, if it ain't about my money or my family, I'm gone. And sometimes it can even be with the money. Go ahead. I make more money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
now, I know you at one point in time you were just like, all right, this is what it is, and you kind of crossed over into cinema. Mm-hmm. So what made you even give that, an idea to be like, let me toy with this?
It's a blessing. I didn't do it like that. Mm-hmm. I tell everybody I didn't do it like I'm gonna sit down and write a movie. I just did a song, 3-minute, 23-second song or something, called There's More to the Story. It was a story. We acted it out. Mm-hmm. Me, Smith, the comedian, cousin E, a couple of my homies, and put it out and it caught fame. Mm-hmm. I still didn't think about writing a movie. I didn't know about writing movies. And then I sat down and I wrote Brush. Mm-hmm. Sat at a homeboy named D Black that I met through a mutual friend, and he was trying to, let's rock. And I did Brush, that movie right here, mm-hmm. and this really took off. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I did Backfire, and I hit Netflix. And once you start doing stuff like that, mm-hmm. when you see the type of money it can generate, when you see the publicity it brings, right. When you see that you can really make it to somewhere, then you get hungry, taste that blood.
He's like,
so now I'm aiming for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm aiming. Now I'm just putting all my talent into showing that I'm a better writer. Right. Than most. My movies always gonna be different. Ain't gonna be no swinging. It ain't gonna be no average. Every B-list movie it's all about the drugs and shooting and all that shit. My joint's not gonna be like that. Right. It's always gonna be different. If they notice after Brush, you don't even see no drugs. You don't see no drugs in Jenny. Mm-hmm. You don't see no drug talk in Jenny. So
talk about Jenny, yeah. And how did you come up with the concept for that?
Well, the concept I can't tell you because nobody knows what the movie's about. It's a secret.
A little bit.
It's about a couple. It's about a guy who's he's verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive to his spouse. Okay. Because abuse comes in different ways, way more than physical. So he's that way, and she's a little bit more different too. But it's not. It's one of the relationships that a lot of women don't relate to because either you've been in one or you've seen one, especially as a black woman. Right. Because y'all know I call them girl moms. I call some of y'all. You been a girl mom before?
What's a girl mom?
You a girl and a mom. Don't lie. Keep it real. You been a girl
mom?
mom?
Definitely.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
Girls, a lot of black women has been girl moms. They take care of the nigga.
And it's because how they were raised.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You just take care of them. Yeah. Nigga ain't doing nothing but arguing and laying.
It's a lot of that has to do with how, you've been raised as a woman.
And being natural nurturers.
That too.
You love different, but a lot of them been girl moms. I ain't never had no girl mom. I don't see how these niggas get them. They work all year, they get an income tax up, they pay all the bills.
I mean, I don't want to say I was to that extent.
I mean, not you, but I'm just saying this is what happens with girl moms. I'm just giving some of the traits of girl moms.
Maybe I was a teenage mom then. Can that be a
thing?
Like I was kind of like halfway, kind of way, sort of.
The nigga borrowing your car every day. He don't got no car. He got your car. Y'all car is your car.
I've been there.
Y'all car is your car all the time. It's never switched up. It's always he lived with you. You buying most of the clothes. You doing everything. Like the nigga, some of them go to the extent of everything. Borrowing weed money and don't got no money in their pocket, they paying for their haircut, they paying for everything. But some of them just, it's lighter ones and it's heavy ones, but it's a lot of girl moms. So that's what Jenny's about. Like, she's taking care of this nigga in every aspect, but yet he's still cheating in the car that she got him, with the clothes she bought him, with the money she gave him. You know what I'm saying? So in the theaters, when I did the premiere, I always hitting home to the women. It was hitting home. It was like, this motherfucker. They really wasn't mad at their character. They was mad
at themselves. Like,
they son boyfriend.
Right.
Their boyfriend's son.
The boyfriend son.
Yeah, that's what they mad.
So what can we expect more from you in the future?
Man, I got a lot going on. We still shopping Jenny. Trying to find a home for Jenny, the right home, because we could have put it out by now. I could have took it like I did before to the streets, but it's different levels now, so we're trying to find the right home for Jenny. We're not accepting just anything, so we turning down a lot of stuff and we just wait for the right thing. I got 3 movies that I'm in the process of working on, and I'm not going to announce one because it's probably my biggest one. And we're just waiting to see that all the chips fall into place with this one. God bless us to get this one will be it. But other than that, I'm just writing them. I'm writing movies I should be filming again by the middle of next year. One of them, I'll pick one and start going into production. But Jenny will be out the top of next year, January, February, something like that.
Now, do you hold, just for, people that's in your city that might want to be like, oh, this is dope, I might want to be a part of this. Like, how do they get in contact to see if they can even audition for, any upcoming scripts that you might have or thinking about putting together?
People,
know
everybody say they want to work until it's time to work. And everybody say they want to do something until it's time to do it. Let me tell you who I don't work with. I just be like, all right, cool, all right. But a lot of people jump in my DMs, they know where to find me. At Deniro _215 on Instagram and Twitter. I ain't giving my email out. That's just ridiculous. But a lot of people will jump in my DM, put me in one of your movies. I gotta be in the next one. And it's like, I don't put people in the movies. You earn your spot.
So that's what I'm saying.
They see the casting calls. I'll be tired. I gotta say it for the people who don't know, but I'm tired of saying it. I'll promote the casting calls, but it's just like what you said. If they paid attention to somebody that's bringing wines home from Philly, if they showed the love that they were supposed to show, and it was always in tune as a real supporter, they would know when I'm having the casting call. Because I promote the casting call for 2-3 months before I have the casting call. You know what I'm saying? And I see the people watching it on the stories or liking the posts.
Right. But then they be like,
they don't show. You know what I'm saying? And people think they're privileged to have to be in it or whatever. But I don't pick people who say, put me in the movie, and then I look on your page, you never supported nothing I ever did. Or you don't even got the last movie. You ain't even seen none of my movies. You just know that people talk about it.
Right.
Or seen the trailer. You ain't seen my movie. You ain't never been in the movie. You don't promote the movie, but yet you want me to put you in my movie.
Right.
Or, this is not what you do. Like, I pay attention just like any other boss do. I pay attention. If you say you want to come work for my car company, and I don't see you out there doing nothing with cars, well, I'm putting you in my movie. I go on your page, I don't see shit. I see you stroking on the pole, smoking weed. Yeah, all this dumb shit. That's all you doing. You ain't doing nothing. I don't see you ain't going to no theater, you ain't going to no classes. I don't see you in this short film. I don't see you doing no music videos. I don't see you doing nothing on your page pertaining to acting. But you want to be in my movie. Why? Because you want to be in there just for the look, to go home and show your family, look at me, you know what I mean? You want to do that for a week or two, and then you off it. You're not going to promote it. You're going to promote it for a little bit just to show that you're in it.
Right.
But you're not trying to use it to get you another gig. You're not trying to use it to further your career. You're not trying to help the movie grow so it can help you grow. I done put so many people in my movies that they don't even promote it. Even with Jenny, when the trailer came out, most of the people that's in Jenny didn't even put the trailer on their front page. That's why when I see that, I don't fuck with them type people no more. We still stay cool, but I just treat it as business. Like, you don't put the trailer on your front page, but yet you're in the film.
Right.
You might throw it in the stories, but you don't treat it like it's your project. And you gotta treat it like it's your project. So, if they're not treating it like it's their project, I probably won't work with them again. Because you're not trying to push the movie to its fullest extent, because even though I'm the writer and the director, somebody might spot you and be like, I like that person. How can we get in touch with him? Okay, let's find like Deniro, go to IMDb, whatever. Who's the person that plays such and such?
Right.
And we get them, and we can line you up for something. Maybe you be done brought us in. You got in the movie, you might blow before me and bring me in.
Right.
But if you're not looking like you're going to do nothing else with acting after that you get in this film, you're going to promote it and jump around for 2-3 weeks, and then you on to something else, partying and chilling. I don't enjoy my movies. I only work with serious people.
You think you would keep, you know, your films in Philly? As far as like actors and just using it for background, because you know how you have a lot of people.
Oh, you talking about filming or the people?
Filming and people, like filming in the city or using, you know, majority of the actors and actresses from the city, or more so it's just like, hey, listen, I'm freelancing, it's up to whoever. Because you know you'll have some people, once they get to a certain level, they never come back.
Yeah.
They don't film back in the city. They don't bring people back from the city.
But I want to come back for the people that I know who's serious now that I want to help. And it'd be crazy because a lot of people that's serious don't come out to the casting calls. As far as filming it in Philly, that's what my budget allows. Because I'm paying for these movies.
Right.
These movies ain't cheap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody don't help me pay for these movies. I got to exact my man Dalu and Jenny, but don't nobody help me pay for these films. I pay for them. And you paying this type of money for the films that I'm paying, you know what I'm saying? You got to use your connections and your resources in your favor as far as locations and establishments that's going to let you use things for the low or for free. So I had to stay in Philly. But I always make it look different a little bit. But as far as the people, Jenny, they come from everywhere. My man Gerald from Atlanta. I got people from Jersey. Got a lot of people from Jersey.
Right.
Where else I have people from? Jersey,
She's
Philly.
like, wait, you want me to say something?
Jersey, Philly, Atlanta, New York. Yeah, Goods.
Okay.
My man Goods from New York. Goods to Animal. It's a couple people. So yeah, it don't matter where you're from. You got the talent, you good. That's it. I don't care. That's what I'm trying to tell a lot of women.
Right.
If you're pretty, that's not gonna cut it. If you can't act, you just pretty and can't act. Or if you say some dumb shit out your mouth like, I don't want to cry. I look ugly when I cry. No, you look how you look when you cry.
Wait, how you say that as an actress though?
Yeah, that's why we know you're not serious. You look how you look when you cry. You trying to look, you crying. If you cry and you think that you look ugly or unattractive, then that's how you look when you cry in real life. Why would you want to look like that in the movie? So when you say stuff like that, I know you're not serious.
Right.
I don't care how I look in the movie. I never get my hair. I never seem to get my hair cut in the movie. I make it work because I be doing so much. I be wearing so many hats. I don't get a chance to get it cut.
Right.
I don't care about that. I see you at the premiere. See how I clean up.
Yeah.
I'm in the movie. I'm a character anyway. I don't care what I look like in there. I ain't trying to impress you off no looks. I ain't no model.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just pay attention to what people say and how they act.
We and I'm not gonna take too much more of your time up, but I know when you were talking about before, as far as with the younger generation, and you were like, just not promoting certain things and certain aspects of life anymore, just because you're not on that type time anymore, and you've elevated above that. For those who are younger, because I feel like there's a nice rising of younger artists that are the usual. Sorry, y'all. For the younger artists that's coming up, what words of wisdom would you say, or guidance would you give them, especially those that's in like the music career, that's trying to get to, you know, where you were or where you are, but just trying to elevate themselves? Because I feel as though now it's like a gift and a curse. It's easier for you to be able to get your stuff out there, especially with all social media. Remember, we didn't have social media like that. Like, you had to really make your name. Like, people had to know who you was by making your name. There was no social, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no social media. It wasn't like you could kind of fake who you were. Like, it was no, like, oh, you know such and such from there. Oh yeah, I know such and such from there. Like, you really had to be a person. But now you don't have to. But it makes it hard for those who are authentic, because it's too many of them in there.
Right.
It's like everybody's a rapper now. Everybody can put anything on social media. Everybody, so now it's kind of hard for you to be not only original, but for you to stand out. So for those where it's like, it's just way too many people in this room right now, like what kind of, guidance would you give them?
I always tell people, I had a guy, this is just one story, a lot of people bring me artists, actors, models, whatever to talk to. They brought a kid up to my studio. I had a studio in old guys. And they drove like 2.5 hours for me to talk to this kid. And he got there and he waited for me for like another 3-4 hours to finish what I was doing. I walked up, it was like 5 of them with the kid. He was like, hey, black man, this one, this way. He's like, hey, man, what's up? I was like, yeah, don't quit.
That was it.
And it was like
2 words, don't quit.
And I'm like, yeah. And I gave him a little bit after that. I'm like, listen, I tell people the remedy. It don't take a long speech. It don't take it. If you ain't gonna listen, if you do everything I say, if I give you this long ass speech and you do everything I say in this speech, but you quit, it ain't gonna work anyway.
Right.
So if you don't got the drive, the ambition, if you don't got the hustle, if you doing everything I say go buy this, and so you can do that, get this equipment, grab this equipment, make sure you look like this when you get this, and grab this and grab that. They go buy everything I told them to buy, but then they quit. What the fuck is the use of the equipment?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I tell everybody the same thing. Don't quit. Like they said, they don't understand my grind. I done seen so many, I just make it look easy, I guess. But they think I'm just, even when I was rapping, they just thought this guy got a silver spoon. He come from uptown. Parents probably got this money. He probably this, that, and third, but it wasn't. I was grinding. Like you said, I used to go to Home Depot, buy the 2 staple guns, go get all my posters from the joint on Broad Street, pay Reed, Big Reed, flood the city, and I'm flood the city. I'm in South. I get up in the morning and we go until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, stapling posters in my CD covers all up and down Broad Street, all in South. I used to go to the most dangerous neighborhoods. For some reason, I was always cool wherever I stepped. Even people like, yo, who that? It's just how you talk to people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, what's up, man? It's black. I'm rapping, man. I'm trying to put posters in. Ain't nobody ever, don't hate it. Most people either like it, fuck with me, or they be like, all right, go ahead. They know I ain't here for no trouble.
Right.
I don't want no trouble. I'm just trying to make it, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And good thing that nothing ever happened to me because of it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had nothing on me to rob me. You know what I'm saying? And if they did that, and if they either knew me, they knew not to do it, or they would have just turned bad and let me go. So it was always a grind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grind. You gotta put that work in. You can't stop. I've seen so many come and go. So many rappers fall off. So many people quit. And every time somebody quit, it give me a step up. If you in line, and there's 100 people in the line, and they say, fuck it, I ain't got the patience to wait, and they step out, I'm gonna step front.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna stop. I ain't never stop. I've been doing this for 25, 26 years. So they don't see the hard work that I go behind it. I do everything. I never sleep. I'm tired now. I never sleep. I'm always grinding. I'm always working. When you see them cameras come on or Instagram come on, I might be smiling or posting something up, but y'all see the movie and the trailer. Y'all see me talk about the casting call, talk about the movie and the casting call, and I show that, and I'll show me on set, and boom, y'all see a trailer. But y'all don't have a clue what I went through to get that shit accomplished. Right. It's not sweet. So you just gotta grind. That's why I tell every young person, I don't care if you're writing, modeling, acting, fashion. I have seminars called Get Started Now seminar. I'm gonna do my second one. COVID stopped me from doing the second one. When I do the second one, I tell them the same thing. Don't just get started. You got a book, you wrote all these books. I wrote all these books when I was upstate. I wrote all these books when I was in college. I got this book and that book. Where they at? In my closet. You got 13 books in your fucking closet. Right. Put them out. Right. You got all this studio full of work, but you ain't putting it out. You got all these clothes and these images in your head, but you won't make one shirt. Why you scared to make 2 shirts? You can't make 5 shirts? Go make 5 shirts. And sell them 5 shirts. Right. Make your money back just enough to go buy another 5 shirts. And if your shit popping, And even if it's not popping, if you keep on doing it and doing it and doing it, somebody's gonna make it grow and somebody's gonna like it. Majority might not like it, but might be that one person that like it that matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like anything, you listen to a song on the radio, some of this shit is trash. I hate some of these records. But you hear this shit so much, you end up saying it.
Right. It's sexy in your head.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Even if they don't like me, if they like me, if they hate on me or whatever, they gonna see me.
Right.
Because I ain't never gonna stop. They gonna see me, regardless. It don't matter. And one thing about when you work, even your ops, your enemies, your haters watch your shit. There's no way in the world you see my face on Netflix and you gonna turn that shit on, but you can't stand me. You gonna see it. You know why? Because you wanna see it. You looking at my face like, this nigga on Netflix? Let me see this corny shit. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be corny.
Right.
You turn it on, you looking at it, the hater in you wants you to say it's so corny, but you can't.
Right.
Or if it is, and you really like it, you just such a hater, you like, man, that shit was corny, but you don't watch the whole shit. You gave me another view. You help feed my family.
Right.
Or you go over to that girl house and guess what? Babe, let's watch this movie, because this done happen a lot. All in Atlanta, watch this movie what I was talking about. You get me, this, that, and the third, they turn that motherfucker on, and it's me. Now what you gonna do? You wanna tell this shit you ain't never tapped, you don't wanna watch that?
Right.
And that's what she wanna watch? Oh no, you watching it. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep on, keep going.
Right.
You keep going, they're gonna see you.
Do you think you will ever get back into music?
I'm always into music.
But like full throttle though?
Nah.
No?
Nah. I'm in a position where I make the right record, it's gonna happen for me. Because I know all the DJs.
Right.
And all the DJs know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everywhere, from New York to Atlanta to here, so if I make the right record, it'll happen. Like I'm about to do the Jenny soundtrack, the soundtrack for Jenny. I have to do it. I got a couple people in there that's already on there, like 8 songs that was already people, got on there. I'm gonna do the rest, and boom. If something pop off there, it's gonna pop. You know what I'm saying? If it don't, I'm more focused on the film. But I'm not gonna go in there like I'm focused on the film. You just jot this down. Oh, I'm coming.
Right.
I'm coming. It's Black Deniro.
Any artists that you would be okay with working with, as far as in the city?
Nah, I'm cool, man. Listen. I gave all I can give. Let me tell you something. This is how this go. I put almost every rapper in this city. If any rappers watching this interview from Philly, you're on one of my projects. You're in my movie, or you're on one of my projects throughout these years. But the same rapper that can say that, they can't say I'm on their shit. None of them. Can't nobody say out of all these years that they put me on their project. None of them. Just a few. I'm on one of Gil projects, one or two. So I'm on Gil's, a couple of Gil drinks. I'm on Meek shit. I'm on. It's crazy you gotta think like this, and there's so many people that I'm supposed to be cool with. I'm on that shit. And that's it. That can I remember. I'm on Cree Forge shit.
Okay.
Anybody else that come out with records that I've done records with, if you watching this, sit home and say, I am on one of Black Deniro projects, but he's not on one of mine. I'm not on none of this shit. Today's what? My birthday, right? I shout everybody out. And it's not even about the shout, it's about Pacific getting the love back.
Right.
I shout everybody out. They'll come on my shit and say, happy birthday, bro, happy birthday, dog. But they ain't gonna shout me out like I shout them out. Right. It's not gonna happen. Right. But I'ma still be me. But as far as me coming to put them on my shit, nah, I ain't, cause it get to a point where they feel like they still helping me because they was there before me. That's not happening. I got people that don't even know some of y'all niggas because generations grow up. Right. They forgot, they don't know what y'all did. Right. Not saying you don't got no big fan base, but I got my own fan base. So I'm introducing my people to you, but y'all not introducing me to your people. So they still feel like they be helping me when we helping each other at this point. So I'm not doing that no more. Breaking my neck to put anybody in my projects. People that's on my soundtrack, they pay to get their slot. Me, and the rest gonna be me. I got people that I'm on their shit. Like my man Goods, battle rapper Goods, the animal from New York. Dudes like that, they put me on their stuff. They show me how to do this. They help me, and I do the same with them. I don't get that love from people in Philly like that. Right. I always show more love than I get. Right. And that's just how it goes.
But they do say that. They say, majority of the times you get your love, your fan base outside from Philly. And then once you pop, then you get your fan base.
But that's why I don't want to come back and fuck with Philly, though. But I just feel like you just gotta break the you know, whatever you want to call it, yeah, the curse of that, because it's like I grew up without a dad. And my dad cool now, but I grew up without a father. So that's why I love my kids so much. That's not a reason why, but it's a big reason why.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna don't be a dad because my dad wasn't a dad. Like my dad wasn't there, so fuck it. So I will come back and help a lot of people from Philly because I don't want to do that. Like, man, fuck Philly. They carried me rough on the way up. I would always come back and help. But as far as like right now, I just gotta chill for a second. Because I'll call people to come do something, do this and that and third. A lot of people will come, a lot of people will drag their feet. I always tell people, I'm Diddy, I'm 50 Cent, I'm Jay-Z, I'm Will Smith. That's me. That's who I am. They don't believe that shit, but that's who I am. That's why you said I was mean and got cocky. That's me. I just don't have the money. That's me. If I say come to this show, you tell me you ain't got nothing fucking wear, you ain't got your hair done, you ain't got no ride, fuck out of here. Right. I ain't trying to hear that. Because if 50 Cent told your ass to come or Diddy told you to come, you gonna find a ride, a babysitter, or a drive, you gonna get there.
Right.
And that's me. You know what I'm saying? If an actor in the city and 50 Cent said, I want y'all to come be on Power right now, motherfuckers gonna get there. If Diddy said, I want y'all to come, somebody want y'all to come do, Jay-Z said, I want y'all at the brunch, I want you at the brunch, I'm selecting random people, we can pick anybody, anywhere and say, come to the brunch. They coming to that fucking brunch. Right. They got 9 kids, they gonna find a babysitter, they need the motherfuckers in the house by themselves. That's me. If I tell you I invite you to some shit and tell you I got a video shoot, a party, or a premiere, and you ain't coming, right, you won't recognize that. So just remember that. Right. That's my attitude.
So I've always been that way.
Always.
So Jenny, you say next January, February-ish?
Yeah, coming up January, February, 2022.
So make sure y'all on the lookout for that. January, February-ish, 2022. And then a couple more projects?
Yeah, a couple more projects, man. Me and Freeway Ricky Ross got something coming.
Okay.
Let's just say that.
All right. That's cool. So one more time, let them know. So that way, for anybody who wants to, you ain't got to DM him. He already said he do his casting calls. He already let y'all know when it is. So tell him what your IG is. Once more.
At Black Deniro _215. Spell it just like Robert Deniro, DENIRO. At Black Deniro _215. I'm also on the gram than anything. It's Twitter too, but I don't do it.
Okay. And once again, I'm Dash Philly F.A.M.E TV. You catch me on IG. Thank you for taking the time out with us.
Thanks for having me. Shout out Philly F.A.M.E TV. You already know, man. Black DENIRO.